Well, let's start today's session. Today we are supposed to work on a very important, part of grammar, and that is the subject-verb agreement. باید دقت بکنیم وقتی که یک فرکشنی رو میبینیم، یک درصدی رو میبینیم. اوکی. جناب آقای اسدی وحید، خیلی ممنون. خانم نسترن.
Welcome.
آقای اسدی وحید، خانم پگاه زاهدی. خب آقای اسدی، we can move on with rule 11, then we will ask Pegah to proceed. آقای اسدی.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, please, go on.
I was talking. uh, Rule 11. The indefinite pronouns are always singular. Indefinite pronouns. One words such.
زمایر نامعین، نمیدونیم تعدادشو. definite نیست، معین نیست، نامعینه. Okay, let's see what are these indefinite pronouns.
One words, body words, thing words, and others.
یعنی که اینها
One
به
words
run
like.
ختم میشن، یا به body ختم میشن، یا به thing ختم میشن، یا به each و every و either و neither که بعدا تو اسلاید بعدی خواهیم دید. Go on.
One words like anyone, everyone, someone, no one, and just one. Body words like anybody, everybody, somebody, nobody, and think words like anything, everything, something, nothing.
آفرین.
Others are just like each, every, I think any, I would add.
Very good. ببینین دوستان، هر موقع هر جا each و every دیدین فاعلتون اینه. به خاطر چی؟ به خاطر اینکه فاعل قرار اولین اسم باشه. مگه نگفتیم پرونان ضمیر به جای اسم بیاد؟ مگه نگفتیم بس اولین کلمه‌ای که از جنس اسم نقش فاعل رو در بازی میکنه؟ ولی میگیم each یا every در اول جمله میاریم، اون موقع اون فاعلمونه و indefinite پرونانه. یادمون باشه everyone وقتی که به یک کلمه در قالب یک کلمه هستش و وقتی که اسپل اوتش میکنیم یک سپیسی نمیذاریم بین این دو عبارت، اون موقع یعنی everybody، هر کسی. ولی everyone دو کلمه در نظر بگیریم یعنی each one، فرق داره. Each of the girls sings well. Each of the girls، ببینین each of the girls، نگین مفعول حرف اضافه با فعل باید مطابقت بکنه. گفتیم each فاعلمه. چرا؟ چون ضمیر از جنس اسم pronoun. Pro means instead of noun, so it is a noun, but it is indefinite noun. Of the girls is a prepositional phrase. Preposition plus the object of the preposition tells us which it. So it is an adjective. It's post modifies. Each of the girls. So here girls is an object of the preposition. So each is the singular and the verb is singular. Sings well. Every one of the cake is gone. Every one of the cakes. So every one means each one. اینجا یعنی هر شخص نیست، یعنی هر تیکه از کیک خورده شده، یعنی هیچ کیکی نمونده. Every one of the cake is gone. پس خیلی مراقب باشیم که everyone با everyone متفاوته. Singular indefinite pronouns. Go on please. وحید.
The following words are treated as singular subjects and take singular verbs.
Go.
Anyone, anybody, anything, and one, everyone, everybody, everything, each, someone, somebody, something, either, no one, nobody, nothing, neither.
That's one, either, each, and neither. Again, these are indefinite pronouns and they are singular. Each of the students is responsible for doing work in the library. Each is the subject because it is indefinite pronoun. ببینین وقتی که میگفتش توی اسلاید قبلی each of the girls sings well each ضمیره ولی of girls صفته صفت حتی ضمیر رو هم مادیفای میکنه فقط اسم رو مادیفای نمیکنه ولی پست مادیفایر وقتی که در قالب prepositional phrase هست ما گفتیم phrase ها یا prepositional هستن یا verbal البته نوعهای دیگه هم داریم ولی وقتی که در قالب prepositional قرار میگیره یا صفت یا قیده وقتی که پشت اسم بیاد و بلافاصله بگه کدام which اون موقع نقش صفت رو بازی میکنه neither of the tables اینجا باز neither indefinite pronoun هم هستش ضمیره و مفرده neither is laid neither of the tables is laid و singular subject singular verb plural indefinite pronouns حالا ببینیم که indefinite pronoun هایی که به صورت جمع هستن کدوم هستن Okay, Amirali, do you have a point to add?
No, sir. Sorry, my hand
Okay,
pointed the mic.
okay, please mute your mic. خانم زاهدی, thank you, Vahid. Hello, good afternoon. Will you please start reading this part?
Plural indefinite pronouns. The following words are treated as plural subjects and take plural verbs. Several, few, both, and many. For example, several of the students are in the library.
Okay, several of the students are in the library. So several, this is an indefinite pronoun, but it is plural form. So subject agrees with the verbs. The several is the subject. Of the students is an adjective, prepositional phrase, preposition plus the object of the preposition is an adjective. It post modifies several. So the several are in the library. Several of what? Several of the students. So it is an adjective. Okay? Next one. Pega, go on.
Note, indefinite pronouns such as all, any, a lot of, none, half, most, and some can be singular or plural. They are singular when they refer to a singular or non-count noun or pronoun. They are plural when they refer to a plural noun or pronoun. The only time when the object of a preposition determines the verb form is when a noun or pronoun subject is followed by a prepositional phrase, such as all, any, none, some, more, half, a part, a percentage, and majority. Example,
هر جایی که
some of the
شما یه فرکشن رو بتونی احساس بکنید یک پارت یا یک در اصل پورشنی رو بتونین نشون بدین و نقش فاعلی داشته باشه اون موقع استثناءً تنها جایی هستش که مفعول حرف اضافه با فعل مطابقت پیدا میکنه همه اینها به یه شکلی indefinite pronoun هستن یه پورشنی رو یه مقدار رو نشون میدن گاهی اوقات definite هم میشن وقتی میگیم هفت مشخص نصف ولی 80% majority of a big part some, none, any, all. اوکی. بعد از اینها اون مفعول حرف اضافه هستش که کار ما رو در اصل مشخص میکنه که فاعل مفرد بیاد یا جمع. Some of the books are imported. So
Some of the snow has melted.
very good. Books چون plural هست و مفعول حرف اضافه بعد از some اومده که داره پورشنی رو نشون میده، حتما جمع هست. Okay, let's go on with the next one.
A majority of Dr. Brown's time is spent lecturing medical students. Uncountable object. A majority of Dr. Brown's students are touting the course next semester. Countable object. Half of the medication has been administered to a died patient. Uncountable. Half of the patients of new medication. Countable. Some of my speech for next week's conference has already been written. Uncountable. Some of my colleagues have enrolled in the new course on grant writing. Countable.
درود بر شما. Is it clear? Crystal clear?
Yeah.
Great. Let's move to the next rule and let me ask. Thank you. Let's ask آقای ابوالفضل ناظمی. ابوالفضل.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Abulfaz.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Where do you come from? From Masule?
I live in Qaimshah.
I beg your pardon?
Qaimshah.
Shah. So is it raining there right now?
No, it's fine.
Very good. So enjoy your afternoon. Fall afternoon, okay? Let's go with rule 12. Go on, please.
Rule 12. With a number of as subject, use a plural verb.
With a number of. With a number of as subject, use a plural verb. دوستان این خودش چندین بار سوال کنکور اومده. اگر فاعل شما a number of باشه، ما یه a number of داریم، یه the number of داریم. اگر a number of باشه فعلش جمعه، یعنی استثناست دیگه. در حالی که n نشانه مفرده، number هم که مفرده و ما باید اونور دنبال این باشیم که فعلمون باید مفرد باشه، ولی این کاملا برعکسه. هر موقع a number of شروع کننده جمله بود فعلش جمع خواهد بود. Okay? A number of the cadets are taking the exam. Okay? اگه the number of باشه let's see what happens. With the number of, go on Abulfaz.
With the number of as subject, use a singular verb. Example, the number of cadets taking the exam is 75.
The number of تعداد این آدمایی که این سربازهایی که دوره مقدماتی رو میگذرونن taking this exam is 75. اونایی که تازه واردن توی یک حرفه وارد شدن، مثل سربازای آشخور، مثل اونایی که یک دوره‌ای رو به صورت تازه وارد برمیگردن شروع میکنن، میگن cadets. So the number of the cadets taking the exam is 75. ببینید که فعل ما is هست، مفرده. The number of is، ولی a number of the cadets taking the exam are 75. Okay, go on.
With the nouns as subject, use a singular verb.
Very good.
Example, none of the None of the supplies is here.
None of the supplies is here. Okay, none as a subject use a singular verb. ما اینو در none رو گفتیم توی indefinite pronoun ها آوردیم none رو. بستگی داره به مفعول حرف اضافه‌مون. آره یا نه؟ در مورد نان گفتیم یا اون نووان بود؟ آها، فرق داره با نان، فرق داره. ببینین برمیگردیم به لیست که اینجا داریم. No one نمیگه none. No one. So this is singular. But this is none. None of the supplies. دیگه ربطی به این نداره. نمیتونیم به عنوان portion در نظر بگیریم، fraction در نظر بگیریم. None of the supplies is here. Let's go with this one. Either or neither as subject.
With either or neither as subject, use a singular verb. Example, either or neither was acceptable to me.
Neither is acceptable to me. هر دوتاش قابل قبوله. Either this one or that one. Either one is fine. هر کدومش قابل قبولی. هر دوتاش خوبه. 16. Thank you so much, Abulfaz. Let's ask Haniye. Haniye Rahmanian.
Yes.
Go on, Haniye.
With correlative subjects, either or neither, nor the verb agrees with the closest subject. Example, either Bob or my cousins are going to do it. Neither my cousins nor Bob is going to do it.
زنده باشی. یک بار دیگه رول رو بخون. With correlative subjects, either or neither nor.
Neither or nor the verb agrees with the closest
این
subject.
قسمت آخر رو مجددا بخون. The verb agrees.
The verb agrees with the closest subject.
زنده باشی. یه بار دیگه هم برام میخونی.
With correlative
نه
subject,
فقط
either or
verb رو بخون. Verb agrees.
verb agrees with the closest subject.
زنده باشی شما. هانیه این خیلی پیام توش ها. ببین اینجا من چی دارم؟ Either Bob or my cousins. Cousins is plural. وقتی که either
Yes.
or میاریم اینا correlative conjunction هن یا paired conjunction هن. اینجا اگر اسم اینورم نوعی اسم باید باشه. اینجا اگر صفت اینور نوعی صفت. اینجا اگر فعل اینجا باید فعل. نمیدونم اینجا اگر جمله است اینورم باید جمله. از هر قالب استفاده کنیم اونورش هم از همون جنسه. اینجا اگر فاعله اینورم یک فاعل دارم. فاعلی که نزدیک به فعله. این فعلم. چون جمعه فعل جمع شده. هانیه
بله.
لطف میکنی یک جمله سوالی از همین جمله اول بسازی؟
م،
برای اینکه جمله سوالی بسازیم چیکار میکنیم؟ فعل کمکی رو میبریم اول جمله دیگه.
ب-
میشه
یعنی
are
اینکه are Bob or my cousin
are
going to do
either
it.
Bob or my cousins are going to do
Going to do
it.
it.
درسته؟
بله.
ما اینطوری یاد گرفتیم دیگه. گفتن که هر موقع میخوای یک جمله سوالی بسازی فعل رو بیار، فعل کمکی رو بیار اول، آخر این رو علامت سوال بذار. Are either Bob or my cousins going to do it? آیا این درسته؟
یعنی بگم سوال درسته یا نه؟
آره اینی که ما این کار رو انجام دادیم آیا درست انجام دادیم یا غلطش جمله غلطه؟
مطمئن نیستم
آخه
ولی
اینجا رو
به
خوندی
نظرمون
که
ایدر
مگه نخوندید the verb agrees with the closest subject. وقتی که فعل میاد اینجا نزدیکترین سابجکت چی میشه؟
باب
باب میشه. دختر
برای
خوب، بس
این
نمیشونم آر بذارم، باید بگم is either Bob or my cousins going to do it. وقتی که شما میای فعل رو میاری to initial position when you advance the verb to initial position. So what happens? The closest subject to the verb is Bob. So the Bob is singular. So the verb should be singular. We cannot take it as a plural. We cannot write are. So is either Bob or my cousins are going to do it. And that is why I ask you to actually read this part 3 times. So the verb agrees with the closest subject when we have the correlative subjects either or neither nor. So when you advance are to initial position in order to make a question, so the subject is Bob. So it is the closest noun. So I have to change the verb to is. Is either Bob or my cousins going to do it? The same is true for the next one. Neither my cousins nor Bob is going to do it. As you see here, the sentence is declarative. So the subject is neither nor. So my cousin nor Bob. So this is my subjective group, okay? But the verb agrees with the closest. What is the closest noun?
باب
Bob is the closest noun and it is singular. Neither my cousins or Bob is going. But if you make a question, what happens? You bring the verb to initial position. And the subject, the closest
are
subject,
neither
very good. The closest subject is cousins.
cousins like
So are neither my cousins nor Bob going to do it? Is it true?
yeah.
Because this is the rule. The verb agrees with the closest subject. این کتاب فقط اینو میگه. ولی وقتی که میای امتحان بدی اینو میده. اینو میاره اینجا. چون مطمئنه که اینو درک کردی. Good. Let's go with the next rule. Go on.
Um, Rule 17. With their subjects, the verb is singular or plural depending on whether the noun phrase following the verb is singular or plural.
Okay.
Example. There is one book on the table. There are 3 books on the table. A book and a pen.
زنده باش. ببینین. Here, there, nowhere. Here. ببخشید من واقعا حالا من سفارش دادم برام یه قلم بیارن ولی هنوز دستم نرسیده. الان مجبورم روی بدون دقت بنویسم. Here, there, nowhere. If they initiate any clause, they come at the beginning of any clause, the subject and verb are inverted. So the subject goes immediately after the verb. There is not the subject. What is the subject? Book is the subject. One is an adjective. It is the cardinal numbers. numericals. So the subject is book. So the subject verb are inverted because the clause or the sentence starts with there. Good. There are 3 books. There are a book and a pen on the table. So the subject is books or a book and a pen. So here we have coordinate conjunction which makes the nouns compound and plural. Here, there and nowhere اول هر جمله یا کلازی بیاد. هر جمله یا کلاز میتونه وسط هم بیاد. یادمون باشه در اول هر جمله یا کلازی شما here و there و nowhere رو دیدین پشتش فاعل و فعل دنبالش بگردین اول فعله میاد بعد فاعله میاد و فاعله باید با فعل مطابقت بکنه بس جای فاعل و فعل عوض میشه. خب خیلی ممنون هانیه خانم. Let's ask Zainab. Zainab, will you please read rule 18?
Yes. Rule 18. When the subject joined by and refers to a single unit or is considered as one, it takes a singular verb. Example, bread and butter is a common breakfast for
Okay,
Americans.
bread and butter. Pizza and coke. شما میرین پیتزا میخورین غریب به اتفاقتون یه نوشابه هم میخواین دیگه. به عنوان یک واحد با هم میاد. شما به مامانت میگی ماما نون پنیر میخوام. نون کره مربا میخوام. کره با مربا، نون و پنیر، bread and butter. اوکی؟ اینها رو به عنوان یک فاعل به عنوان یک واحد میبینیم بس این انده اینجا نمیاد که کامپاند بکنه این باعث میشه فقط ما یک یونیت ببینیم. صبحانه هیچکی کره نمیخوره به تنهایی کسی نمیره یخچال باز بکنه یه قالب کره رو برداره همینطوری گاز بزنه یعنی بیسکویت اصلا شدنی نیست. معمولا با نون توست میخورن یا نون میخورن بس بنابراین bread and butter. پنیر هم همینطور. So نون و پنیری که ما میگیم میذاریم داخل نون پنیر رو و بعد میکنیم بنابراین به عنوان یک واحد وعده غذایی و به همین خاطر singular هست. Bread and butter is a common breakfast for Americans. Okay, let's move on with the next rule. Go on please, Zainab.
Rule 19. Following the general rule in pairing subjects and verbs, regardless of prepositional phrases, parenthetical expressions or clauses that are sometimes placed in between a subject and verb.
Thank you so much. Sometimes they try to confuse us, so they set off the subject from the verb with some intervening elements. These intervening elements are prepositional phrases. بین فعل و فاعل حرف اضافه و مفعول حرف اضافه. Some parenthetical expressions within 2 commas we have the words that they do not add anything to the plurality of the noun but they sound that they are plural but they are not plural markers. Sometimes we see an adjectival clause as a post modifier comes immediately after the subject and sets off the subject from the verb. So these are the intervening elements and they do not have anything to do with the subject verb agreement. They are there to confuse us. We have to find the bare bone structure. You remember from the previous sessions, we talked about subject, verb, complements, one complement or the second complement and full stop. Okay, so this is the bare bone structure of the any sentence and the complements are optional. We can either have one or I do apologize for my handwriting. Okay, so you don't see anything between subject and verb according to the bare bone structure. So if something comes in between, it is an intervening element and it has nothing to do with the subject verb agreement. Let's go with this slide. Go on, please. Words that come between the subject and verb do not affect agreement. The color of, read the color of.
Example, the color of his eyes is blue. This color and not the
Okay, the
eyes.
color of his eyes is blue. What is the subject? Color. Of his eyes is a prepositional phrase. So the eyes is the object of the preposition. So the preposition plus the object of the preposition, it's an adjective here, which post modifies the color. It tells us something about the color. Color of what? Color of the eyes. So the color is the singular. It requires a singular verb. The color is blue. So your brown eyes make me blue. Huh? Your brown eyes make me blue. چشمان قهوه‌ای تو مرا غمگین می کند. شعرش رو نمیدونم خوندین یا دیدین. اوکی، blue یه معنیش به معنی sad. Okay, go on. The medical
researcher with many laboratory and teaching responsibilities is a true professional.
Very good. Who actually introduces this non-essential adjectival clauses? This non-essential adjectival clause comes between the subject researcher and its verb is. The researcher is a true professional. جمله من کلازم اینه. subordinate clauseم که در نقش جمله واری توصیفی embed شده, insert شده. So the medical researcher, the researcher is the subject, it is singular. So we know that person. That is why saying who has many laboratory and teaching responsibilities is non-essential. غیر ضروریه. گفتن این غیر ضروریه. وقتی که میگیم the medical researcher یعنی هم شما میشناسی هم من میشناسمش. به همین خاطر گفتن این که این چه مسئولیت های آموزشی و یا آزمایشگاهی رو داره ضرورتی نداره. به همین خاطر هر چیزی که غیر ضروریه در انگلیسی میره داخل دوتا کاما. یادمون باشه در هر جمله اگه بین فعل و فاعل فقط یک کاما دیدین حتما غلطه. بین فعل و فاعل یک کاما اجازه نداره وجود داشته باشه. هیچ وقت فاعل با فعلش با یک کاما جدا نمیشه. Time medical researchers. پژوهشگران پزشکی تایم، مجله تایم یا تایم. Busy with a new product. اینجا اشتباه شده. Product هستش. New product this semester are true professionals. So researchers are. So this intervening elements are not actually there to change the number of the subject or the subject-verb agreement. They do not affect the agreement. So busy with a new product this semester در اصل phrase ما هستش که اینجا اومده adjectival phrase هست که reduce شده. non-essential adjectival clause مون که reduce شده. گاهی parenthetical expressions داریم. این parenthetical expressions میاد بین فعل و فاعل قرار میگیره، همیشه داخل کاما هستن، دو تا کاما سرندشون میکنه ولی چیزی به پلورالیتی معنی اضافه نمیکنه. بنابراین از گرامری هیچ تأثیری روی فاعل نداره. در حالی که وقتی که معنی میکنیم ما احساس میکنیم چند نفر شدن. Phrases such as go on please. Will you please read it?
Phrases such as together with, as well as, including, and along with are not the same as and. The phrase included by, as well as, or along with will modify the earlier word, mayor in this case, but it does not compound the subjects word and would do.
Very good. The mayor, comma, as well as. ببینید داخل دوتا کاما باید بیاد چون parenthetical expressionه. گفتیم هر چیزی هم که پارنتزه یعنی اختیاری بودنش نبودنش خیلی کمک نمیکنه، یعنی اینجا هیچ چیزی اضافه نمیکنه به plurality. It doesn't add anything to the plurality of this subject. This is the subject. Mayor is the subject, so it doesn't add anything to the plurality. Mayor as well as his brothers. آدم خیال میکنه این 6 7 نفر هستن در حالی که mayor فاعلمه. Is going to prison. آقای شهردار همراه داداشاش افتاده زندان، ولی ما میبینیم فاعلمون مفرده. The mayor and his brothers are going to jail. اینجا and plurality میده، فاعل رو compound میکنه، جمعش میکنه. The politician along with the newsman is expected shortly. The politician این آقای سیاستمدار جو بایدن along with the newsman همراه خبرنگارا is expected shortly هر لحظه انتظار میره که وارد شن. خب is expected فاعل مفرد، به خاطر اینکه فاعلم مفرده politician فعلم هم مفرده، بس این along with the newsman هیچیه، به همین خاطر داخل دوتا کاما قرار میگیره. Excitement as well as nervousness is the cause of her shaking. So the excitement is the subject. So as well as nervousness doesn't function as the subject. And excitement is the cause of her shaking. Okay, let's move with rule 20. Go on, please.
Rule 10. The verb after the relative pronouns who, which, and that agrees with its antecedent, I think.
Antecedent.
Examples.
The noun
Yeah.
which refers to
Examples.
that. Okay, so that به کدوم اسم برمیگرده؟ ببین the children may not see a film. خودش تا اینجا جمله کامله. بعد اینجا یه دتا میبینم که پشتش فاعل داره، کامپلمنت هم داره. این دته خودش هم کانکتره هم همزمان فاعله. جمله واره توصیفیه که داره توصیف میکنه که کدوم فیلم. چون این جمله واره توصیفی ضروریه از دت استفاده شده. هر موقع دت به عنوان کانکتر جمله واره توصیفی باشه ما اجازه نداریم اون رو غیر ضروری ببینیم و یک کاما بذاریم اینجا. غلطه. کاما با دت هیچ وقت نمیاد. دت جمله واره غیر ضروری نان اسنشال تولید نمیکنه. اگر توی مایکروسافت آفیس هم این رو تایپ بکنی یه کاما قبل از دت بذاری غلط میگیره برامون. Children may not see a film that has an X rating. Okay, it just what kind of film? The film that has an X rating, it's not suitable or appropriate for the age of children. So here that have an X rating. So as you see, the antecedent is the noun which this connector, which is at the same time the subject, this connector which is at the same time the subject refers to here a singular. So a film has an X rating. See, the films have an X rating. So be careful when you're using relative pronouns, who, which, and that. So the antecedent, the noun, which agrees with this markers, noun markers, or the relative pronoun is called antecedent. This is film is antecedent. Well, go on, Zainab.
Rule 21. When a linking verb is used, a linking verb is, are, was, were, seem, and others agrees with its subject, not its complement. Joe's favorite dessert is blueberry muffins. Blueberry muffins are Joe's favorite
Okay, what
dessert.
is the subject in the first sentence?
Dessert, I
Very
think.
good. How did you know? Because Joe's, this is
Because it,
apostrophe
yeah.
s, so it shows that this requires a noun, and the favorite is an adjective. This is the possible modifier which comes between the noun. So Joe's dessert. What kind? Favorite. So this is an adjective. So dessert is the subject. It is singular, so the verb is singular. But if you look at this one, blueberry muffins, so the muffins is the subject and it is plural, so the verb is plural. Are Joe's favorite dessert. So as you see, the subjective complement and the subject are changed, they have changed their places. So you see the verb always agrees with the subject. This is the subject. But this is the subjective complement in this sentence. But the same blue muffins here is the subject, and the Joe's favorite dessert is the subjective complement. The verb agrees with the subject, not the subjective complement. Okay, the next one. Go on, please. Let's thank you, Zainab.
Rule
Let's ask Sarnaz to read the. We have a couple of slides to finish today's lesson.
Hello.
Hello, Sarnaz. Go on, please.
Rule 22. When a relative pronoun is used as a subject of an adjective clause, a relative pronoun who, which, or that used as a subject of an adjective clause takes either a singular or plural verb in order to agree with its antecedent.
Okay,
Should I go on?
please.
A vegetable that contains DDT can be harmful. Adjective
Okay.
clause modifying.
Adjective clause modifying the singular noun vegetable. So that is the adjective clause connector. At the same time, it is the subject of this clause. Contains DDT. So contains DDT. This is the verb and this is the complement, and that is the subject and at the same time the connector. And this is essential adjectival clause, and that is why there is no, let me change the color, and that is why there is no, this is essential adjectival clause. That is why it is not surrounded by two commas. We don't see a comma here and another comma here. This is wrong to use the commas because it is essential. وقتی یه چیزی ضروریه دیگه ما نمیذاریم داخل دوتا کاما. هر چیزی که غیر ضروریه میذاریم دوتا کاما. یعنی که هیچی نخونش، ولش کن. A vegetable contains. So as you see, the verb agrees with the antecedent, which is singular. But the vegetables that contain, so this antecedent is plural. That is why the verb is plural. Adjective clause modifying the plural noun. Let's go with the next one. This is,
Mary is
yeah, go on. This part is very important. Mary is,
Mary is one of the students who have done honor to the college.
go on please.
Adjective clause modifies the plural noun students. Students is the antecedent of who. In the above sentence, Mary is just one of the students, so at least two students have done honor to the college.
آها
Compare
ببین Mary is one of the students. فاعلم کدومه؟ Who have done honor to the college. این جمله واره هایی هستن که دارن توصیف میکنند و who کانکترمه، همزمان فاعلمه، ولی چرا have آورده has نیاورده؟ چون برمیگرده به one of the students. خب وقتی که یعنی که حداقل ما 2 نفر داشتیم. Mary is just one of the students, so at least حداقل ما 2 نفر داشتیم که باعث افتخار دانشکده شدن. برمیگرده به این students. ولی اینجا رو نگاه بکنین. Mary is the only one. اگر only one دیدی با one of فرق داره. اینجا one ofه. یعنی که بیش از یک دانش آموز، بیش از یک دانشجو بود که باعث افتخار شده رفته جایزه آورده برای دانشگاهش. ولی Mary is the only one. فقط یه دانش آموز of our students، از بین همه دانش آموزان، who has. اون موقع اگر only دیدین این who برمیگرده به همون وانه، پس بنابراین فعلش باید پلورال نباشه، مفرد باشه، سینگولر. سوال کنکور اومده بود. Okay. Mary is the only one of our students who has achieved national recognition. Go on, please.
should I read the next one
Please,
or
please.
in this case one, not students, is the antecedent of who. Compare to the sentence above. Of all our students, Mary is the only one who has achieved national recognition.
Okay. Mary is the only one who has. یعنی در اصل این همون بالایی هستش که داریم نزدیکش میکنیم. فاعل رو به یعنی antecedent رو به it's the only one who only one so the has one. به همین خاطر فاعل مفرد. خب چقدر حرف زدم دوستان. قراره از این به بعد تست بزنیم. 4 نفر رو 3 نفر رو میخونم، تشریف بیارن میکروفوناشون رو باز بکنن، با هم میخوایم تست بزنیم. خب تمرین بکنیم. سرناز، سوگند، سما. 3 نفر کافیه. سرناز، سوگند، سما. Will you please unmute your mics?
I'm still unmuted.
سرناز، سوگند and
Yes.
Sama. Sama, will you please, Sama Nurani? Okay. Look at this one. What is the best choice? Just type it.
B.
Just type it.
Should I?
Very good. Sogan, Sarvnaz, then Sama. Sama, you're too slow. Well, Sogan, you were the first person who actually those students who are here, okay? I will call you Sina to join us for the next question. I will ask you to join us with Aref. Sama.
Yes.
Why not D?
Because if it's my idea, if we choose D, the sentence needs to be continued.
Look, do you remember we talked about subject, verb, complements, and complements? Do you remember in declarative sentence? A declarative sentence starts with a capital letter, it ends with full stop or period. Is it true?
Yeah.
We expect to see the subject first in initial position. So as you see, there's a non-marker and NPR. These are capital letters, so it shows that these are proper nouns and they refer to a geographical region, so a region or geographical place or whatsoever. Okay, a river. It is a North Platte River. So this is the subject, and this function as a singular subject it. So I found my subject. This subject requires a verb. So from is a preposition. Wyoming is the object of the preposition. Into Nebraska, into is a preposition, and Nebraska is the object of the preposition. Preposition plus the object of the preposition is either an adjective or an adverb. Here they are an adverb because they should come immediately after the verb. If I choose choice A, what happens? Sama, what happens?
I think
What's wrong with choice A?
I, it doesn't have.
I know it doesn't have a verb, but there is something wrong with this A. Float is a verb. I can choose this. But if I
We
choose
have the it.
it, I will have two
Yeah.
subjects for one verb. So double subjects, dual subjects, it is a fragment. So this is not acceptable. What is this? Flowing. Flowing is a verbal. A verbal is not a verb because it doesn't have any tense. So this is not acceptable. And what is wrong with this? With is a preposition. Whatsoever comes after that, it is the object of preposition. So there is no verb. The only choice is choice B. Is it true? Sama? Okay.
Yes. Sorry, I can't hear you.
I can hear you as well. Well, let's go to the next slide. Uh, Sina and Arif. Just answer the questions, just type them. RFA, Sina, 1. Okay. Yeah, A is the best choice, but let's see why not D. Sina, will you please, and Arif, will you please, both of you, unmute your mics?
Hello, sir.
Hello. By the way, do you have any class right now?
Class? After this, yes.
Okay. It will start in 10 minutes. Am I true?
Yes.
So I do apologize. So I will go very fast with this and then we will continue doing these next session. So as I told you, we need a subject and a verb. If I choose choice D, there is a non-marker. Tour is the subject. Included is the verb. So block C received. So I will see two subjects, two verb without any connection. So this is not possible. Okay? Number
Yes.
C. Choice C. Choice C is wrong because we have the subject it. then we have the verb is, then in block C is the prepositional phrase, then we see another verb. Received is a verb. So this is not correct.
Yes.
If we choose located in, if we have located in, so this is participial phrase, and the participial phrase comes at the beginning of the sentence, then we expect to see the comma, then the subject and verb. So located in block C, received. So this lacks the subject. There is no subject. The only choice is choice A, and there is a non-marker. City is a noun, it is the subject, and of is a preposition. Block C is the object of the preposition, and of block C is an adjective which tells us which city. And the city is singular, and it has the verb received. Sorry for actually prolonging this class. خب دوستان خیلی ممنون به خاطر اینکه کلاس رو تحمل کردین. اصلا یادم نبود که ساعت بعد ساعت 3 هم کلاس داریم و همتون رو به خدای بزرگ میسپارم تا جلسه آینده، تا انشالله بتونیم در خدمتتون باشیم. مواظب خودتون باشین. قربونتون برم. خداحافظ.
You are now muted.